My name is Samol Sokchan Rajana. I will cover the spread of Buddhism to the rest of the Asia. Here is the map that shows the spread of Buddhism, the country that follow Mahayana Buddhism and the country that follow Theravada Buddhism. It is not known exactly when Buddhism entered China. We know that in the 2nd century there were a number of Buddhist missionaries living at Luoyang. Their main work was to translate Buddhist scriptures into Chinese. This indicates that by this time the religion was spreading to the Chinese peoples. Buddhism in China underwent much change. Many Chinese beliefs, customs, and ceremonies entered the Buddhist religions. Buddhists in China believed that a person could obtain wealth and happiness by doing good works. This belief led to a great deal of charity work. Buddhism also began to affect Chinese literatures. For centuries, only scholars were interested in literatures. They wrote in the classical style. They used expressions that ordinary people could not understand. But the early Buddhist missionaries were not concerned with the scholars. They wanted the common people to understand the religions. So they wrote in a language that with little learning or no learning at all could listen to and understand. They tried to teach Buddhism through stories. Some of the storybooks were beautifully illustrated with pictures. Sometimes songs were composed to accompany the reading of the story. This was the beginning of popular Chinese literature. From China, Buddhism spread to other countries like Korea and Japan. The type of Buddhism in this area was Mahayana Buddhism. As in China, it is not known exactly when Buddhism came to Southeast Asia. In the early days, Indian traders visited the land of Southeast Asia and set up trading settlements along the coastal areas of these lands. Buddhism came to Southeast Asia along the trade routes. One Buddhist text says that King Asoka sent 10 missionaries to foreign countries. Of these, 2 came to Southeast Asia. Their names were Sona and Uttara. It is said that these 2 monks were responsible for spreading the teachings of Buddha to the peoples of mainland Southeast Asia. Buddhism of the Theravada school became the most important religions of Sri Lanka and of the country of the Southeast Asia. It spread also into Indonesia. In Tibet, Buddhism became the whole life of the people. It was not merely a religion or the way of life, it was their government. The head of state was the Dalai Lama, who is believed to be the reincarnation of the man who ruled before him. The Dalai Lama was the ruler of the Tibet until Chinese Communist forces invaded Tibet in 1950. Today, the Dalai Lama lives in India. Buddhism is a strong and serene religion. There are about 180 million Buddhists in the world today. Well, this is the end of my part. Thank you for listening.
And welcome to the last part of this presentation. And I will talk about Shintoism. Here are the table of content. The first one is the word Shinto, second is Kami, third is Shintoism, and the last is 3 important symbols that associate with Shintoism. The word Shinto. The word Shinto came from China. It is a combination of 2 Chinese words. The first one is Shin, means spirit or divine, mostly refer to kami, to mean way, and the word Shinto can be translated to the way of spirit or the way of kami. It refers to the traditional religion in Japan, which centers around the worship of kami, and the word was created to name the Japanese traditional religion and tell them apart from Buddhism. Kami. Uh, Kami is a spirit or divine force that are believed to inhabit the element of the world, basically nature. Kami can be found in animal or mountain and waterfall and more. And also the concept of kami and God is very similar but very different in some way. Here are the similarity and the differences between God and kami. The first one of the similarities. Both God and kami are respected as powerful and important. Second is people honor them for help, protection, or blessing. The last one is they are seen as a way to connect to the spirit world. And for the differences, the first one is kami are not all powerful. They have their own personality, emotion, and they are not flawless, which means they can make a mistake. And second is kami is specifically used only in Shinto, whereas God is commonly used in other religions. And the last of the differences is there are many kami in Shinto, different from other religions which have only one God. Shintoism. Shintoism is a religion that originating from Japan. It's the biggest religion in Japan, and it often regarded as a indigenous and nature religion, mostly stem from its deep connection with the Japan culture and its dedication to the worship of kami. Mm, Shintoism is very different from other religions when it comes to their belief and practice. Shinto followers believe in many kami, and instead of following a strict code of morality, Shintoism is focusing on living in harmony with the nature. And for the practice, Shinto followers enter a torii gate, which representing the place connecting the normal world to the spiritual world. Passing through it means you enter a spiritual area to honor a spirit or kami, and it's a symbol of respect and peace. The three main symbols that associate with uh, Shintoism. First one is Showa representing truthfulness and good thing. Second is mirror. It's a symbol of correction and wisdom. The last one is a string of jewels, representing generosity, obedience, and kindness. And I will conclude this presentation right here. And thank you for listening and paying attention. Goodbye.